I take advantage of the last crates to buy a few blue crystals, then head toward Torzag. As every evening, I dedicate a few hours to learning and expanding my knowledge. Many people are counting on me. I continue to refine my toughness, both physical and mental, strengthen my will, sharpen my practical sense, and deepen my understanding of herb lore. The merchants are surprised, and some even argue over who gets to buy my goods. After all, the crystals and obsidian come from far away. At last, after lengthy negotiations with the houses, the client from the Loarders Guild gives me a subtle wink. New opportunities are about to unfold. I can feel it. I order my men to load the cargo without delay and take the chance to buy a bit of oil. I couldn't help but watch Gorgoro as he polished and maintained his gear, just as he does every evening. There's a ritual precision to it, speaking either of discipline.
Evening, Vagrus. What brings you here?
A small reward for all the effort you've been putting in.
That's great. Much appreciated, Vagrus. I use the stuff sparingly, but even so, it make a world of difference when it comes to keeping everything in great shape. Metal repays the care given to it in battle.
As my men unload the goods, the representative from the Loarders Guild gestures for me to come closer. Hidden beneath the shade of a tent, he reaches for my arm and ties a faint red scarf around my wrist, tucking it neatly under my jacket. I stare at him, puzzled. He simply smiles, then shifts his tunic aside to reveal his neck, bearing the same scarf. He speaks in hushed tones of a delivery bound for Devon. I decline with polite firmness, citing pressing matters that await me in Torzag. In truth, I have a dwarf to bargain for, and a negotiation that promises to be anything but easy. As usual, I pay a visit to the marble trader and fill the rest of my crates with whatever he has to offer. As I look at the scarf hidden in my sleeve, I realize that each house has its own way of showing who belongs. Harvek, I need a favor from you.
I'm listening.
I need you to take me to the Loarders Guild hideout.
You sure about that?
I need to get someone out of their cell.
As you wish. You're the boss, Vagrus.
He led me deep into the Undercity, then veered off toward the old bathhouses to the northeast. Even I know this territory belongs to the guild, and yet there's something oddly reassuring about the way Harvek moves, steady, like he's walking a well-worn path. The place is a large, decaying building of once beautiful marble pillars, arches, and domes, quite reflective of the fate of the Collegium. Then, at some point, we were stopped by a group of individuals. Without a word, I raised my hand slightly and discreetly revealed my wrist.
Entry only on official business, mate.
I'm here for business.
Oh, really? This way, then.
We are ushered in by the guards and walk through hallways, tunnels, and atriums dressed in marble, and people dressed in nothing at all. I can see many of the great capos of the Loarders Guild here. You have a prisoner with you. Who is it? The capos tell me that they indeed have a special prisoner, a belligerent dwarf who failed to pay his debts and ended up antagonizing the Loarders Guild. According to them, the fellow used to be quite the smuggler, but unless someone pays what he owes them, he'll rot in the damp dungeon forever. Pouches hidden in the lining of my coat, weigh it briefly in my hand, then place it on the table. All of a sudden, the capos become very friendly, and is that relief in their voices? After they pocket the coins, they order a pair of guards to escort us through corridors, marble halls, and hot steam rising from the baths to a back area of storerooms and cells. There, they open up a cell and shake a smelly dwarf from his sleep.
The fuck now? Come to suck some, dwarf.
His captors are clearly not amused by his shenanigans. A quick slap to the back of his balding head silences him.
'Tis the one. We're told he no longer owes the capos, so he's all yours.
Just when we are about to leave through the gate arch, the dwarf notices something, and it yanks him out of his quiet stupor. He leaps, surprisingly quickly, to the side of one of the guards and grabs something on his belt, then tears it off.
Ye fucking bastards. Thought you could steal this and get away with it. I'll tear ye a new one.
Garrik appears to be holding some king of an object, golden and with a complicated design. The guards are shocked and getting angry.
Alrighty, keep the damn thing. It ain't good for anything anyway.
There is a cold, metallic lick echoing down the marble corridor. A moment of silence follows. The guards look flabbergasted, small droplets of sweat forming on their foreheads.
I'll keep it all right. It's mine, and I'll make sure ye fuckers will remember that.
Tensions mount as the dwarf points one end of the device toward the guards. Then he looks at us, especially me, and it seems to have an effect on him. He slips the device into his crossbelt.
Another time.
An hour later, Garrik and I are sitting idly, sipping mushroom wine in the tavern. I have explained to him how I got him out of Collegium captivity and settled his debt. Could you tell me a little about yourself?
I got royally fucked in the arse. That's what happened. So-called business associates of mine conspired to bring me down, the bastards. All because I was more successful than them. I was drawn into a promising deal, and then I was betrayed. I lost everything.
Garrik struck the table with his fist in anger, drawing many eyes in our direction.
Anyway, that's the short version. Then I couldn't pay the damn loaders, yada yada. I tried to get out of the city, but they pinched me, and I've been sitting in that fucking cell ever since, until you came.
Could you tell me about this object?
Oh, this. A terrible magical weapon, mate. I use an incantation, and you'll be cursed so bad you'll beg for death. You went pale, mate. Ye did. It's a pistol, a ballistic weapon. My kin used to be able to make them, using black powder. Very rare these days, as you know, since my ancestors got themselves cooked right and proper. but some of these little fellas remain, and I got my hand on one. Don't bother trying to buy it or anything. Only I can use it properly, and you'll see how handy it comes. Oh, aye.
Remarkable. I had only ever heard of these weapons on very rare occasions. What do you plan to do now?
The plan is to get back what is mine. Sooner or later. For now, I wouldn't mind getting out of this Dawn shithole. I suppose you'll want me to work for you. It's fine. I gotta start rebuilding and busying myself. So, I guess you haven't freed me for me good looks and charm, eh? I know how this goes. I'll work for you, and you'll see how fucking good I'm at what I do. But I ain't working for free. Nah, that ain't me.
No problem with that.
It's best I take me leave of the damned shelter for a while anyways. And I got favors to call in all over the region. I'm gonna go grab my stuff. I got some hidden stashes these fuckers never got close to finding. I'll meet your Mancio.
I was probably quite expressive about whether I believed him or not.
I ain't gonna bolt if that's what you're afraid of. A little trust here, eh? I do the same. It ain't easy to put me trust in anyone after what happened.
That guy is a character all by himself.
I don't like him much.
Maybe, but he seems quite resourceful.
So, he wasn't lying after all. There he is, at the Comitatus, making the rounds with the marble deliveries. I'm looking for some deliveries heading south. It's been a while since I last went that way. I'd like to hear more about those rumors of blocked passes. As we travel, I ask Garrik if he could conjure a protective field against the heat.
Let me stop you right there, Vagrus. I ain't no mage. My kind, we deal in runes. That's our craft. You won't ever see me dabbling in any other kind of magic, so don't even ask.
Kernak is as fascinating as ever. The Emperor's road meanders toward the horizon lazily, and for the last handful of hours, I have not been roused from my reverie. But then, I spy a gathering of travelers ahead, just off the road. The wind carries the noise of a loud argument, and my crew is already getting anxious. Getting closer to the commotion, it becomes evident that there are several comitati encamped in close proximity, but whether or not it is related to the ruckus, I cannot say. Some people have taken up threatening postures, weapons drawn, and they have surrounded what looked like a huge, corpulent undead in an apron, who is waving his hand apologetically, with a nervous grin on his grim visage. I order my comitatus to halt on the road and approach the center of the commotion. The undead fellow, who appears to be a chef, is being accosted by half a dozen warriors from a group of Tarkian travelers. They are clad in black, their loose desert attire adorned with half-moon symbols, and they wield curved swords forged from bronze and iron.
It's a religious debate.
We should set fire to it. That'll teach it not to blaspheme against the Lord of the Night.
Hey, hey, hey! I only said that my cooking is so good that even the gods would eat it up.
Blasphemer.
People. People! You all ate the meal I cooked for you last night and seemed to love it. Let's cut this out, eh? And go our separate ways. No reason to get worked up for silly reasons now, is there?
The groans from the crowd tell me that the large fellow keeps digging his own grave, and the threat to his unlife does indeed seem more and more real by the second.
Is there nobody here with a measure of sense?
I clear my throat loudly and announce that there will be no lynching today. At first, there is silence. The Tarkian warriors seem unable to comprehend how I could presume to make such a decision. But the men who accompany me are far from ordinary, and they certainly make an impression. Even if I can sense that Garrik and Renkailon do not appreciate my boldness.
The Vagrus speaks truly. Leave the cook alone.
Are you so thin-skinned that you can't take a joke?
Little by little, several people begin to side with us. Eventually, the tension fades, and everyone returns to their camp.
Oh boy, for a moment there, I thought I was a goner. Although, who am I kidding? I've been a goner for 2 centuries now. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But, yeah, thanks for saving my ass. These weird worshiping types keep turning up these days. See? Making life. Miserable for everyone. And all that after I cooked a meal fit for king for them last night. Fit for kings, I say.
Now that I have the opportunity to take a good look at the undead man, I can see that he is wearing a sturdy leather apron over worn clothes and old bandages. His corpulent body is immense, yet he moves with surprising ease. There is ample rotten flesh on his huge bones, but its texture appears rubbery, and the stench is not as bad as I had expected.
Name's Vorax, and it looks like I'm out of employment. Again. Say, with you being a Vagrus and all that, aren't you in business of hiring a quartermaster?
I must admit that having a good cook and quartermaster could be a significant asset during our long journeys. What can you tell me about your past?
That's going to be a short tale. I don't remember any of it. Well, I do remember everything since I woke up as this. I've been around like this for over 200 years now. People began calling me Vorax, so I went with it. I figured why not? I can't recall my old name anyways. The only thing I knew right away was how to cook. Maybe it's something I did before I, bit the dust. Never could figure it out, though.
2 centuries are more than enough to start anew.
Agreed. And so I did. Start anew, Traveled around the continent, learned the art of cooking, worked all sorts of related jobs. Most of it was fun. Quite the journey, Can't have enough of it, I feel like.
What does it feel like to be undead?
Being undead is not that bad. You need no sleep, never get tired or sick, and even pain is, I don't know how to put it, more in your head? The magic that holds you together becomes part of you, and your senses rely on that since your organs become necrotic. In my case, I also use enchanted embalming to keep as much of my old body as possible. Others prefer to go skeletal.
Do you feel uncomfortable or cursed in this state?
No, I don't. Maybe others do? Who am I to say? Sure, it has a period of getting used to existing like this. But once that's over, and if you're able to appreciate the boons, you can do some pretty amazing stuff. You'd be surprised how similar it feels to be imprisoned in a reanimated body to being shackled in a living one. I can sort of feel that even though I have no recollection of who I was before my resurrection.
What are you good at?
I'm a chef, a quartermaster, and someone altogether nice to keep around if I can say so myself. Worked as a supercargo several times, so I'm fairly comfortable around comitati,
Do you know how to fight?
Well, not that I like that sort of stuff, but sure, I can stand on my own. Prefer not to. What's the point of all the killing and violence? The world is already broken and cursed. We should be looking out for each other, fet people where they want to go. find what was lost. Prepare a nice meal, put people up, you know? Lots of Vagri do that, so your kin is alright in my book. Have I mentioned cooking? Oh, friend, with the right ingredients, I can prepare meals that will transform your trips into journeys of joy, I tell you. Not to brag, but I've saved the day with my cooking, just so you know. I take great pride in my craft.
Why would someone like you want to be out on the road?
Oh, you asked it seriously? I thought you were joking, friend. Why do I want to be on the road? Well, is there any other way to live? I sure don't know if there is. Not for my kind, and not for yours, surely. Surely you know this. And I love it, to be frank. Always wondering what's over the horizon.
I think we'll be traveling together for a while.
You will? You are? Oh ho hoo. Thank you, friend. I was so fed up traveling alone. You have no idea. You won't regret it. Promise. I'll make myself very useful. You'll see.
So, what now? We collecting every sorry soul in the wasteland. Might as well hang a sign. Misery, welcome.
He might be useful, Garrik. Some are made for simpler things, while others are meant for darker tasks. We return to the Comitatus and resume our journey. Vorax proves to be very useful. After packing up his gear, mostly cooking pots, spices, and utensils, he joins my column and immediately begins familiarizing himself with the Comitatus, its rules, practices, cargo, workforce, and logistics. It's evident that Vorax knows what he's doing. His jovial laughter and inappropriate jokes can be heard throughout the carts during the day.